Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Meadsyreplays and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the VK.36.01H. It's been buffed in the recent update and wow, what a tank this has become. It is insane. It really is a fantastic tank and it's been armor buffed, mainly the armor, and it's so much fun. If played correctly, you can bounce almost anything that comes your way. So the armor from 100 to 145 on the upper glaciers, 100 to 145 on the machine gun mantlet, 86 to 100 on the lower glaciers, 60 to 80 on the lower plate, 60 to 80 on the side hatch, and 0 to 80 on the side rear observation slits, and from 100 to 145 on the driver's observation slit. 100 to 145 on the front, 60 to 100 on the part of the mantlet, and 0 to 100 on the gun mount, and then to 135mm to all gun mantlets. In other words, it's insane. It's insane and a lot of fun to drive at the moment. Now, I love what Wargaming do here. Some might say that they have overcooked it a little bit, but I like it. I like when Wargaming buff a tank, especially a tank that is in the tech tree, that no one plays. And they've done it previously with tanks like the Tiger P. And as you may see now, the Black Prince. They do this every so often. A tank that never gets played, they just buff it to the ground and make it insane. And then maybe in a couple of updates time, they nerf it again. But at the moment, I don't care if they do nerf it. I don't care if they keep it. It's a fun tank to play. It is only a tier 6, so I'm not going to really be playing it too often. I mean, this battle here, 2,300 damage. It was nothing special. We get a first class, 5 kills. Bolt carrier there and messaging me. We make a little bit of credits as well. So not bad at all for one of my first games in the tank. We do have another 3 games to show you, so let's get straight into them. So the next battle is myself again, and we are on Port Bay. Now the battles just get better and better. The first one was okay, it was okay. This one again is okay, this is not bad. The next one is crazy, and the last one is just insane. So we've already bounced 320 damage. Now this VK30, I'll shoot him once, but the damage doesn't register because he goes just out of sight. So we're going to wait for him to come up, and we're going to shoot him again, and the same thing happens again. He goes out of sight. We do bounce a shot from him, but we do actually, I believe, we actually shoot him. And now, just look, we are bouncing everything that comes our way. We now have about 5 tanks all in front of us. And no one wants to look at us. And if they do want to look at us, they're going to bounce. I mean, a minute gone, a minute and a half gone, and we've bounced around 80% of our hit point pool. Now, luckily the KV-1S has just shot. He is now down to a 2-shot. We can get one more shot into him. And again, we're going to start bouncing this Churchill. So I thought I was going to get absolutely wrecked in this position, but as it happens, I'm just bouncing everything. So now I've bounced more shots than my hit point. So I should have been dead. 1120 block damage. We do take a nasty shot there from the KV-1S, but I'll give him that one. I've bounced enough, can't bounce everything, and now I know he is on a reload. He's on a big reload because I've lost half of my hit points, so we can just poke forward and we can clear him. So again, we're going to start bouncing shots from the VK to the VK30.01, but I'm just going to rush. I mean, there's 3 tanks left alive. There is a tank behind us. We're going to just ignore this guy shooting us. It doesn't matter. We're going to bounce everything anyway. So 1,400 blocked damage. This VK is going to poke forward. He does get shot from one of my teammates, and we managed to clear him. Now the STRV M42 comes up behind. He's not paying attention on me. He wants to clear the SU, but unfortunately I am there to take him out. So 1,500 damage, and I mean, just look at the armor on that thing. Yes, it has weak points. Just when it's angled, just look how red the front plate is. We do get a nice high roll at 275 there. And we are, I mean, when you shoot to Pramo, of course, you can penetrate him. But we are going to now get a troll bounce on him, and we don't manage to get the kill. So, AP-wise, you're going to bounce everything. APCR or Pramo, you're not going to bounce as much. But it's still, if they're going to shoot APCR, they're going to do less damage, which is a plus. So that battle, again, we get a steel wool, first class, high caliber, 30,000 credits, 2,685 damage, 1,021 base XP. So for a tier 6, you can already see how tough this is to ace. Now, we're going to watch the Kook now. I think that's his name, the Kook. And he's going to have a crazy game. And he is bottom tier. There is four tier 6s and 3 tier 7s, but he's going to absolutely dominate the game. So they've decided to push left on Alpenstadt, and the first tank to spot is the tier 7 Tiger 1. Great DPM, great speed, and in general, a really, really good tank. And I kind of feel sorry for the Tiger 1, kind of, because everything around it is getting buffed. I know previously it did get buffed, but then it got nerfed. But everything around it in the tech tree is getting buffed, and that's just being left alone. I still think the Tiger 1 does need a little bit of a buff. Maybe if you just look, you're going to see it later on in this battle. Just look at the front plate of the Tiger 1 compared to this, and this is a tier 6. It's insane. So the Kook has now, he's done 1100 damage. The KV3, he set the KV3 on fire and done around 500 damage to him, but his team are going to start dying. Now, the Tiger 1, he's going to wait for the Tiger 1 to come up to get a shot on him. He wants to focus these tier 7s, which is perfect. Get rid of the stronger tanks first if he can. And this KV3, I do feel sorry for the KV3 because he's just going to be stuck there. Now, the SU-100 White takes out the SU-100 White on his team. And now the KV3 stops, and the Kook can get some side shots into the KV3. Now, a bit troll here. He does get a punch from the Cromwell B, but he leaves the KV3 on 1 hit point. Now, unfortunately, just can't quite get that shot on the KV3, but his team are going to take out that tank anyway. There goes, but 2 of his tanks on his team are dying, and his team are bleeding hit points. So he's now up to 2,400 damage already. And it's only been 2 minutes gone, and he's done so much damage already, and he's blocked 740. Now, just look how troll this is. Not even facing the KV-1S, and he gets a block damage. So even though the KV-1S, I don't think is using, he blocked 180 damage, so he must be using the quick fire gun. But he does get a nasty shot there from the SU-100 wire. Now, the KV-1, again, look, the KV-1 just can't do nothing. It can't do absolutely nothing. And he can't quite get that shot there, but he needs to now start blocking some more damage and not taking hit points because it's a 3-on-4. Luckily for him, the Tiger 1 doesn't want to know him, so he gets a free shot, puts him up to 3,000 damage. So already he has done a remarkable job for a tier 6 tank, and now his team are bringing it down to a 3-on-3. Now we know that the SU is very low hit points, we know that the Tiger is very low hit points, and now we can see that VK.36.01. And for me, the VK is probably the most dangerous target. Now just look at that armor profile on the Tiger 1, the front plate. It's nothing compared to this. Nothing at all compared to this. However, the Kook does manage to take out the Tiger 1. 3,400 damage. The VK is going to take out the IS-2, and he's still got quite a bit of hit points left. He can out DPM any of these 2 tanks left alive, so he needs to get some bounces. He definitely needs to get a bounce. However, he's not going to bounce the first shot, and now he needs a bounce, or he needs an extremely low roll from that VK. Well, not extremely, but a low roll. And that is exactly what he does. So luckily, he manages to take that tank out, which puts him now up to 4,000 damage. The M6 on his team is going to take out the last remaining SU-100Y, but still 3 kills, 1,060 blocked damage and 4,002 damage. And again, he gets the mastery, high caliber, and he gets another steel wall. So 3 battles showed, 3 steel walls, and we've still got 1 game left to show. Over 1,200 XP there for a tier 6 tank is crazy. Next up, we have Glennard, sorry, and we're going to watch him, and he's in a platoon, and they are going to double the VK.36.01. Now, unfortunately for him, some of his team, the mediums or the light tanks, decide to push the heavy route, which allows the enemy team. They got a lot of fast tanks, and I suppose I don't really blame the mediums not pushing, because they are overruled with tanks. I mean, 2 mediums on his team and a light tank, whereas the enemy have got 2 mediums and 2 light tanks. So if they do push left, they could get overrun, and they could die pretty quickly. So he needs to stay up here. He needs to not bleed hit points. Now, there is a TOG 2 here. Everyone loves a TOG 2. I love a TOG 2. Glyn loves a TOG 2. Everyone loves a TOG 2. If you're up against a TOG 2, you love it because it has so many hit points. If you're in a TOG 2, you love it because it has so many hit points. So the TOG is gone. The TOG is the first tank down to go. The tank with the most amount of hit points in tier 6 and 7 is the first to die. Now, Glyn is going to rush the KV2, and he's going to... Unfortunately, he does get that bounce, but he has got this protection. He's got his teammate with him. It is 6 against 6, and now the KV2 does shoot. So he needs to make these shots count, and it's going to be vital towards the end. So if him and his platoon mate rush the KV2 together, they can out DPM this guy before he reloads. Luckily for Glyn, he's still full hit points. He's bringing the KV2 down to a 2-shot. The KV2 has now reloaded, and he can just splash him with 307 damage, and he can clear him. So 3 tanks down for his team. Glyn is on 2 kills, and it's now 3 versus 5. So there's still a lot of work to do. He's now on 1200 damage. He's blocked 480 damage. The AMX here, luckily, just can't quite reload for his second shot, which allows Glyn to get the 3rd kill. So they've now brought it down to a 3-on-4. There's not much hope for his teammate. I mean, look at this guy, all attack. What do you think they're doing, dude? Like, I wouldn't chase the STRV. I definitely wouldn't chase. I'll definitely turn around and go and help his teammate that is alone against 2 tanks over there. And he is going to turn around. They've got the cap points. They've got cap A. After all them medium and light tanks on the enemy team, they still can't cap base C, which is their downfall. They don't know how to play supremacy. They should have capped that a long time ago. But I suppose they thought they was going to win. They thought they was going to rule the game. But not when they've got Glyn on the team. So Glyn is now on 4 kills, 1700 damage, and he's blocked 960. Now, I do love what he does here. The STRV takes out the AMX, so he is now alone versus 3. And he has no choice but to rush these 2 tanks before the STRV comes. And he needs to take out this Chaffee. Nice ram there to clear the Chaffee. And now he needs to get into a position where he is hiding from the STRV. Because if he comes up behind now, the STRV is an autoloader in tier 6. It's not the new one. It's the old Swedish medium tank. It's got an autoloader, so he could potentially, if this VK.30.01D gets a shot, he's potentially a 1-clip for this STRV. And again, I love what he does here. He wants to face the tank. He wants to face the tank. But when they both rush, it is pretty hard to face both of them. But he's just ignoring the STRV. Now, he needs to deal with this guy here. Now the STRV is on a magazine reload. He has time to clear him, and now he can start facing this guy. So 1700 block damage, 3400. There's 1 bounce there, 19 block damage. He's going to get another one. He needs another one. He gets another one. The Amarak is damaged on the STRV, which means his reload is mighty long. He still has 1 shell left, I believe, in his magazine. And he gets the bounce. Well played, Glyn. 7 kills, 2,200 block damage, and 3,989 damage. He gets the Kolobinov. Again, he gets a steel wall. 1,472 base XP. That's enough to ace almost any tier 10. So if you haven't got the VK.36.01H, go get it. It is fun when you can play it right. Trust me, you'll enjoy it. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm Meadsyre69, and I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.